Good morning. Thank you so much for joining me once again for Story Time with Joyce. And I really appreciate that because I know that this is the day before New Year's Day. And I know so many of you are busy preparing for parties or going out. So, whatever you are doing, just be safe and have fun. So, this chapter is chapter 24, and it's called A Million Years Ago. As weeks went by, Betty was trying to figure out what she was going to do. Harry informed Betty that she could no longer stay in the house. Since Betty didn't have a job or money of her own, she packed up a few things, which primarily consisted of clothing, a few knickknacks, and a doll her mother had given her, and moved in with Carol and her new husband, Richard. Richard was at a military base in Georgia training troops for the Korean War. Carol and her daughter Anne were about to leave and join him. Carol lived in the downstairs of a two-flat, like the one Arvin had when he was in the business of prostitution. Carol's sister Ruth lived upstairs with her son. Carol suggested Betty stay in their place while they were gone. Betty agreed since she really didn't have any means of getting her own place. Carol and Anne left for Georgia, and Betty settled in herself and invited Serena over for the first day Serena had off. When Betty saw Serena walking up the stairs, she quickly opened the door and said, "Oh, Serena, thank you so much for coming over. I've been so down since I lost Pa. Carol and Richard are in Georgia, so I can stay here for a while. Ruth is upstairs with my grandson, Danny. You know, she and I don't get along very well. It's been like that since before Arvin and I split. After the divorce, things just got worse. She just is an angry girl." "I'm sorry, Betty," Serena said. "Arvin didn't know how blessed he was. I remember when I first met you, remember? You looked so scared and lost in that settlement house. We went to that agency to get you a job and had pastries afterwards. Do you remember?" "Oh," Betty answered with a smile on her face. "Yes, that feels like a million years ago. So much has happened since then. When Arvin and I left Kentucky, I thought we would love and support each other forever. Well, you certainly loved and supported him. When you started bootlegging for him, I thought that was putting you in real danger. You had so many people coming in and out of your place. I was glad when your home brewing business moved down into the basement. At least no more people had to go through your place to get their drink. Yes, that was scary times. Arvin not being home, and there I was filling jugs for men. I used to do that for my brothers back home, but we didn't have to bother with gangsters. You did good by Arvin. He done you wrong. You worked like a dog for him. I was so happy when you met John and you guys got married. You deserved a good life. But every time I came over, you were cleaning or cooking something for one of the boarders," Serena said. She added with anger in her voice, "It is against everything that is good for his brother to ask you to leave." "Serena, oh, maybe the only good I can do in this life is to be someone's wife and help them with their city dreams. I'm not much good at anything else," Betty said, with resignation in her voice. "Hush! That's what you always say when someone talks foolishness," Serena said quickly. "It seems the only reason John married me was to be his housekeeper and his cook." "Oh, Betty, it's time for that hush again. I'm sure that John loved you. You know that these men just don't know how to show you or let alone say it," Serena said. "Did you feel loved?" "No, not really. He let Carol stay with us. However, he made her sleep in the parlor. Even though it was a sunroom, it was still pretty much open. When she left, that no-good first husband of hers, John, wouldn't let her come to the house with the baby. That wasn't right. It wasn't her fault that she had to leave him. After all, she walked in on him and another woman. The worst part was the woman was wearing her nightgown. Well, one thing is for sure, Betty, you are a first-class, best kind of friend," Serena said, and then got up and hugged her. "Thanks. However, I feel like you have been a better friend to me than I have been to you, Serena. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I can stay here for a while, but I'm going to have to get a job to make ends meet. Did John leave you any money?" "No. However, Harry has all the paperwork, and I might be able to get part of his pension from the city. That will take a while, though. Someone told me that the zoo is looking for cleaning people. I certainly have a lot of experience in that area. I might just take a bus this week and find out what they're looking for. Betty, I'm so sorry you have to do such hard work. That's okay. I think that's the only thing I'm good at, cleaning and cooking, Betty answered with a tone of resignation in her voice. Okay, here it comes, another hush with that kind of talk. You just haven't had the time to find out what you would like to do. You've been so busy doing things for other people. Maybe you're right. Maybe someday I will do something important like Arvin and John. What did Arvin do that was important? Serena exclaimed. He built a home brewing business, and that was important to some cops and some city officials. That wasn't important. That was illegal, and he dragged you into that. Betty, don't give him so much credit. I'm sorry. I know you loved him, but he used you to get his city dreams, whatever that means, and then he left you. Not a nice man, Serena said. Serena looked at the time and said, well, it's late. I'd better get home and let you get some sleep. Thank you so much for coming over. I feel better. Be careful going home. Goodbye, Betty said as she hugged her friend. It was a short chapter, but I know that everyone is really busy today getting prepared for the new year. And I am sorry I started a little earlier this morning, but next week we'll go back to our regular time. But the video still will remain. You can get all 3 books, Betty, Ruth, and Carol, on Amazon.com, and they're all written by Joyce Bennett-Hall, or you can go to my website, JoyceBennett-Hall.com. Have a great night. Make it safe. Make it a safe night. And have a great tomorrow, New Year's Day. Have a great New Year's. And may your New Year's bring you prosperity and abundance in every area of your life, starting right now. Bye.